Leslie Nielsen is a name that evokes laughter, and for good reason. The silver-haired actor with a face as serious as the roles he once played became a legend in the world of comedy, delivering some of the most iconic deadpan performances in film history. Yet, few know the depths of his journey, from the dramatic beginnings of his career, the pivotal moment that changed his life, to the tragic end that left a void in the hearts of his fans. Born on February 11, 1926, in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, Leslie William Nielsen came into the world far from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. His father, Ingvard Everson Nielsen, a strict and often harsh disciplinarian, worked as a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer, while his mother, Mabel Elizabeth Davis, hailed from Wales and provided a softer influence. The stark contrast between his parents' approaches to life left an indelible mark on Nielsen, shaping the humor and resilience that would later define his career. Growing up in the small, isolated town of Toledo in the Northwest Territories, Nielsen's early life was anything but easy. His father's authoritarian nature made home life difficult, and young Leslie often found himself using humor as a means of coping with the strict discipline he faced. It was in these challenging early years that Nielsen began to develop the wit and timing that would later make him a comedic genius. His sense of humor was not just a tool for survival, it was a form of rebellion, a way to maintain his individuality in the face of overwhelming authority. As a teenager, Nielsen's world expanded when he was exposed to the radio dramas and films that sparked his interest in acting. He found solace in these stories, where he could escape into the lives of characters who lived far more exciting and less constrained lives than his own. After serving as an aerial gunner in the Royal Canadian Air Force during World War II, Nielsen was determined to follow his newfound passion. A scholarship to the Lord Greene Academy of Radio Arts in Toronto was his ticket out of the harsh conditions of his childhood and into a world where he could reinvent himself. Leslie Nielsen's early career was one of perseverance and struggle. In the late 1940s, he moved to New York City, where he began working in live television dramas. Television was in its infancy, and Nielsen was part of a new generation of actors helping to shape the medium. He appeared in over 50 live television dramas during the 1950s, becoming known for his serious, authoritative roles. His deep voice and commanding presence made him a natural choice for roles that required a strong, reliable figure. In 1956, Nielsen made his film debut in the science fiction classic Forbidden Planet, playing the role of Commander John J. Adams. The film was groundbreaking for its time, introducing special effects that would become a staple in the genre. Nielsen's performance was well received, and he seemed destined for a career as a leading man in serious, dramatic films. Yet, despite the success, Nielsen felt unfulfilled. The roles he was offered were often similar, stern, authoritative figures who showed little emotion. While these parts kept him employed, they did little to satisfy his creative urges. The struggle for artistic fulfillment is a common thread among actors, but for Nielsen, it was particularly acute. He was aware of his ability to do more, to bring depth and nuance to his performances, but the industry saw him as a typecast, a serious actor in serious roles. This frustration grew over the years, and Nielsen found himself yearning for a change, though he had no idea what form it might take. Leslie Nielsen's life took a dramatic turn in 1980 when he was cast in the comedy film Airplane, a role that would redefine his career and his legacy. Directed by Jim Abrahams and the Zucker brothers, Airplane was a parody of the disaster film genre, filled with absurd humor, sight gags, and non-stop punchlines. Nielsen was cast as Dr. Rumax, a role that required him to deliver some of the film's most ridiculous lines with complete seriousness. For most actors, the transition from drama to comedy can be daunting, but Nielsen approached the role with the same seriousness he brought to his dramatic performances. This was precisely what made his performance so hilarious. His ability to maintain a straight face while delivering lines like, "I am serious," and "Don't call me Shirley," turned what could have been a simple gag into a moment of comedic genius. The success of Airplane was overwhelming. It was a box office hit and is still regarded as one of the greatest comedies of all time. For Nielsen, the film was more than just a successful project, it was a revelation. He had discovered a new facet of his talent, one that had been lying dormant for years. Comedy, it turned out, was where he truly belonged. Following the success of Airplane, Nielsen embraced his new identity as a comedian. He teamed up with the same creative team to star in the television series Police Squad. In 1982, where he played the bumbling detective Frank Drebin. Though the show was cancelled after just 6 episodes, it developed a cult following and laid the groundwork for the Naked Gun film series, where Nielsen's character would achieve legendary status. The Naked Gun, from the Files of Police Squad. 1988, was the first film in what would become one of the most beloved comedy franchises of all time. In it, Leslie Nielsen reprised his role as Frank Drebin, a character defined by his complete obliviousness to the chaos around him. The film was an instant success, combining slapstick humor with sharp wit and satirical elements. Nielsen's deadpan delivery and impeccable timing were central to the film's success, and audiences couldn't get enough of him. 2 sequels followed, The Naked Gun 2½, The Smell of Fear, 1991, and Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult, 1994. Both were box office hits, and Nielsen's portrayal of Frank Drebin became iconic. He was no longer just a serious actor who had dabbled in comedy, he was a full-fledged comedy star. Nielsen's ability to deliver absurd lines with utter seriousness became his trademark, and he quickly became one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. What made Nielsen's transition to comedy so remarkable was how seamlessly he adapted to the genre. Many actors who attempt to cross over from drama to comedy struggle to find the right tone, but Nielsen's background in serious roles gave him an edge. His earnestness, even in the most ridiculous situations, created a unique blend of humor that was both refreshing and timeless. As the 1990s progressed, Nielsen continued to work in a variety of comedic roles, though few achieved the same level of success as the Naked Gun series. Films like Dracula, Dead and Loving It, 1995, Spy Hard, 1996, and Wrongfully Accused, 1998, kept Nielsen in the public eye, though they did not have the same cultural impact as his earlier works. Nevertheless, Nielsen remained a beloved figure, known not only for his films but also for his playful off-screen persona. While Leslie Nielsen's on-screen antics were well known, his off-screen life was more private. He was married 4 times and had 2 daughters, Maura and Thea, from his second marriage to Alison Ullman. Despite the challenges of his personal life, including the ups and downs of multiple marriages, Nielsen maintained a close relationship with his children, who were a source of great pride for him. Nielsen was also an avid golfer, a passion he pursued throughout his life. He often said that if he hadn't become an actor, he might have pursued a career in golf. His love for the sport even extended to his comedy, as he released a series of instructional videos, Bad Golf Made Easier and Bad Golf My Way, where he combined his love for golf with his comedic talents. These videos, like much of his work, showcased Nielsen's ability to bring humor to any situation, even one as frustrating as a bad day on the golf course. Behind the laughter, however, Nielsen faced a series of health challenges that increasingly took a toll on him as he aged. He was diagnosed with osteoarthritis, a condition that caused him significant pain and limited his mobility. Despite this, Nielsen continued to work, determined not to let his health problems define him. He was known for his resilience and work ethic, often pushing through pain to deliver the performances his fans had come to expect. In addition to osteoarthritis, Nielsen also struggled with hearing loss, a condition he had dealt with since his time in the Royal Canadian Air Force. He wore hearing aids for most of his life, though he rarely spoke about his hearing loss publicly. Nielsen's ability to maintain a sense of humor, even in the face of physical challenges, was a testament to his character and his unwavering dedication to his craft. Leslie Nielsen's life came to a tragic end on November 28, 2010, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What began as a routine hospital visit for pneumonia quickly turned serious. Despite receiving treatment, his condition worsened, and he passed away in his sleep at the age of 84. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, and fans and colleagues alike mourned the loss of a man who had brought so much joy to their lives. Nielsen's death was a significant loss to the world of entertainment. Tributes poured in from around the globe, with many recalling the impact his films had on their lives. For many, Nielsen was more than just a comedian, he was a symbol of the power of laughter. His ability to bring humor to even the most serious situations was a gift that resonated with audiences of all ages. The sadness of Nielsen's passing was compounded by the fact that, despite his public persona, he had faced significant challenges in his personal life. His struggles with health and the physical toll of aging were known to those close to him, yet he never allowed these issues to interfere with his work. To the very end, Nielsen remained committed to making people laugh, a testament to his love for his craft and his fans.